Not yet. I'll turn it in a moment. Welcome to wet Winnipeg. We got another rainy day here. But the sun is shining on our model table, right? I think I'm wearing that one out. Anyway, I did come back to the model table yesterday. And we have an extensive rollback. It's one of those things where I didn't really get a whole lot done, but I had the record pressed quite a bit. Okay. I'm noticing our bird feeder needs replenishing. I'll have to wait till it stops raining and get out there, I guess. There's a few seeds. It doesn't look like it, but there's actually a few seeds in the tray, but not many. The one on the right, the what do they call those? The black oil sunflower seeds. They don't go down quite as fast, but they do go down. Anyway, enough about the bird feeder. Enough about the sun. Let's roll back and see what we did yesterday afternoon and evening. And Jeff, I'm not going to be wearing your white shirt probably in the next time you see me, because I'm going to be doing some painting here. And you know Murphy's Law, that paint's just going to come jumping out of that little container and all over your nice white shirt. So, yeah, I'm going to put my old Bus Depot shirt back on and keep this for special occasions. It's got the picture of the Bismarck on it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's too nice to get all marked up. Anyway, let's roll back. Okay, carrying right along here this evening. Let's see if we can get sort of a decent rollback prepared for the next episode. Now those go together. And some of this stuff we can put down because it's already painted. Okay, now these pieces here, they have to be painted. And so does this. And one of the viewers was mentioning that this looks like a visor, a miniature visor, and so wow, does it ever? I think if it was upside down, it might look more like a visor. But then it's open at the top here. Well, I suppose that'd be where you put in the tiny batteries to illuminate the light. Anyway, I commented back it was Barbie doll size, and it pretty much is. Okay. Enough silliness here. Was there only one of these? Oh yeah, that's right. We had two out because I originally picked the wrong one. Or was that in the video that didn't turn out and you never saw it? Anyway, yeah, I think it was, as a matter of fact. It's hard to keep this straight when you're shooting a lot of stuff. It's hard to remember and then a bunch of stuff doesn't turn out. You sort of in your mind think, well, I already said that, talked about that. No, you're talking about it again. Okay, so this gun tub and everything, I believe it goes here. Let's double check on that. Is that? Yeah, that's where this goes. Okay, well that shouldn't be too hard. I'm wondering if it might be easier to install the gun before we put the gun tub on there. And I can just sort of hold it in my fingers and manipulate stuff around. I'm going to give that a try. Then I don't need to be reaching in there. At least that's the plan right now. And as far as our photo etch ladder here goes, whoa! I thought it was on a piece of double-sided tape, but it's not. It was just sitting there. Okay, now don't go getting all pokey there with it, Ron, and bend it out of shape. Okay, I don't think I did. Yeah, we got to paint that. I'll just probably do that quickly off camera. Okay, let's stop flapping my lips here and get some parts put together. And there is only two of these, and like I say, one of them was damaged. You'll see when I put the macro lens on and zoom right in. I can't make up my mind. Should I put this on first and then drop the gun in place? No. Okay, this will just keep it from running around. Don't want to push too hard, or it's gonna force the blue tack up through the hole. All right. Now, right now, it doesn't matter which way we get it in, as long as. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glue on the bottom of the thing and drop it in. I got to remember to squeeze these things harder. Now, don't too hard now, because this photo etch will bend. This shield, you can see, is a bit of a shield there. All right. I should have loosened this before. I keep getting comments about why don't you put the applicator from your other extra thin on this one. I've had that comment probably 10 times over the last couple of years. And I'm not being stubborn, it's just I'm not quite ready to do that. I don't know. You know what? It's not gonna fit. This gun is not gonna fit in that tub. The barrel. Oh my goodness, you know what that means? That means I'm gonna have to try and break the other gun out. Okay, well let's get it out of there before it sort of glues crooked. I'll use extra thin to dissolve that, or maybe hold on a sec. Just get the excess off here with one of Tennessee Jim's. Yeah, I think I got most of it. All right. Okay, well, let's see if we can break that gun out. Now that is glued in there very solidly. See, the problem is the gun tub, the other gun tub is a lot higher. And the barrels on the quad guns, I wonder if there's something else I could get in there that's a little thinner. Okay, now this is going to scratch the paint off. That's the problem. Well, there is another thing I could do. I could sand the edge of the gun tub down just a little bit, like a millimeter. That's probably all it would take, so that the distance, like here, is less. I'll think about it. Now I'm going to cut myself a little piece here, about 2 millimeters. And try and cut it square. Okay, no, that may be too high. try and trim that down just a little bit here. Could always cut another one too. That reduced it a little bit. Okay, now I'm just going to soften the plastic there. Actually, I was softening the paint. Now, this may not go on 100% square, but I can always square it up afterwards. Ooh, that's... What happened to that one? That's going to be just barely tall enough. I wonder if we should cut another one. Try and get it right the first time. Well, that's about the same. Where's my other tweezers here? Try and get as much in the center as I can. Okay, now where's the other quad gun? Oh, push stop here for a minute while I go look for it. Okay, so I'm putting lots on because I want the plastics to meld really good. I want to grab this a little bit differently here. I'm probably moving it out of your view, aren't I? Sorry about that. Must be really frustrating. I know how frustrating it is sometimes to watch somebody doing something and they keep moving it. Okay, I'm just going to keep an eye on that in case it slumps, and it might. But after a while, the plastics will meld together, and if I'm careful not to catch any rigging or tweezers or something like that on it. Run. Okay. Yeah. I think we more or less got it there. It's kind of slumping over, so I push down on the platform. Okay, you get the idea. You get the idea. I think this is going to be all right. Okay, I am seeing here what appears to be a positioning pin, right more or less in the middle of that, where this has to go. But let me see if I can show you. There is no hole on the bottom of that. So this is not going to want to fit there properly. It's going to sort of... Okay, I think we're going to have to remove that. Maybe the photo etch chisel. Maybe I should carefully remove one of these here just off to the side a little bit. I don't know if I can. I don't want it to, to fall over and damage something. That would defeat the purpose, wouldn't it? Okay, where's that chisel? Let's move this out of the way. Now, I wonder if I take something and just tap it here. Maybe I should have had just a little bit more extra thin on there, but we'll just see what happens. Does it look like it's down, or does it look like it's sitting on the, like the left side does not want to go down? Let me look in the monitor. Maybe I should have the macro lens on. Okay, probably about 5 minutes has passed here. And that's not really fastened down too good. I think I'm going to take it out. And I'm going to put the glue on the bottom. You can't see me doing it, I know. Maybe just a little bit right here. Try and dissolve that positioning pin. Okay, I think this is going to meld a lot better now. If I could just get this down just a little bit there. Oh, yeah, you can see the paint ooze out. Well, I think after that dries, it's going to look a little bit, it's going to look okay. Well, I just looked in the monitor. Maybe it oozed out just a little bit too much. Might have to use well, I can hardly even see it from, arm's length. In fact, I can't see it from arm's length. Who's going to be using a macro lens to look at this thing? reason I put it on upside down is just so that you could see, what it looks like underneath. It should go on like so. Yeah, I think that's going to go on all right. Oh, sorry, I got my fingers in your way there. It's a pretty tight fit up against the superstructure. Okay. Okay, instead of having it aimed straight down the deck, I'm having it aimed out to the side. Now, once again, this side that we're looking at right now is the side that's going to go against the back of the case. Now, this one here does not have that positioning pin sticking out of it in the wrong place. I think this one went a little bit better. Okay, what do we got here? 741. We did not too bad, not too bad. Made progress, and at least we're going to have a rollback for tomorrow. So, yeah, all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Okay, it is tomorrow. And I'm guessing about 20-25 minutes after we were looking at our bird feeder there earlier, I noticed that there were some little birds hopping around the almost empty bird feeder tray. And I'm thinking, well, it can't be raining too hard because I don't think little birds like that like to fly around in the rain. So I thought, well, if they can cope with it, so can I. Anyway, my heart sort of went out to them. And we're good to go now for a few more days. Okay, what I've got here is a little jar or pot or whatever you call it of Model Master gray primer. I bought this going on 4 years ago now. Bought it from Cellar Dweller, which is now extinct. And anyway, this is way back when I was first getting set up to model, and I don't think I had a model or an airbrush or anything at that time. But I remember I bought some stuff, thinking I'm probably going to need it. And so Model Master, did that used to be testers, or is Model Master something different altogether? Anyway, I haven't opened it. I don't think. I think this is probably the first time. Oh my goodness. Okay, where is my little silicone thingy? this has worked before. It just magnifies your grip considerably. All right. Plan 2, boiling water, I guess, on the lid. Okay, one more try. Now we don't want to be squeezing too hard. There we go. Now, you will recall that we have concluded that using the ultrasonic cleaner to remove grease and so on off of something like this is not a good idea. And I think what happens is it's not that the ultrasonic cleaner dissolves the photo etch. I think what's happening is that wherever there happens to be a joint that's, you might say, weak, and it flexes back and forth at extremely high speed. Well, if I was to take this piece of wire and bend it back and forth long enough, it would break. Well, I think that's what's happening. I don't think it has anything to do with the ultrasonic dissolving the photo etch. Like when you're working with photo etch, if you bend a piece back and forth more than maybe 2 times, you risk. Anyway, shut up, Ron. Okay. Prepare to call the fire department. Now, hopefully that will have dissolved any grease from my fingerprints from having handled this. We'll let this dry off now, and then we'll try our Model Master primer on it. It's not a dark gray, unfortunately. So, but I just want to see how it's going to work on photo etch. Okay, I did shake this up earlier in the paint shaker quite thoroughly because it had been sitting for maybe going on 4 years, and like I say, I think that this is possibly the first time it's been opened. I'm going to do my best to paint this on camera. I might have to hold it best for me, which will be not too good for you. And where the tweezer is holding onto the bottom of the stringer, I think that it would. I'll have to repaint that. But this part right here is going to be up against the wall or the bulkhead. Anyway, let's stop talking here and let's just see if we can get some of this on here, and how is it going to go. I'm going to try and do it in such a way that I don't fill up the detail, like those little holes that you see along the side of the stringer. This is where I know I wasn't going to talk about it, but this is where the airbrush really excels. The airbrush will not fill those up, whereas the paintbrush kind of does, unless you poke them out, which is what I'm sort of doing here. And then I'm hoping that when this dries, it will shrink wrap. Now, as I mentioned, I'm having to hold this best for me, so it's not going to be too good for you. Just get the treads here, if I can. I think I'll have to poke these holes out later, because once it dries, it's not gonna. I have a bad habit of not finishing my sentences, don't I? No, this is not the right color, but my hope is that it's going to make, when I put the number 77 to me a gray on there, it'll stick a lot better. I'm not getting a very good grip on this. It looks like it's almost ready to fall off. Am I seeing any other photo etch glinting here? No, this one is going to be against the... Oh, sure. Got any fluffies on it? You can see better than I can. Although we don't have the macro lens on, do we? Let's just poke out these holes here. There. I don't think there's any down here. On the other side. Oh, it's starting to dry. Well, this is the one that's going to be up against the superstructure. Okay, I think I've got it about as good as I can get it here. I'm going to end up dropping it again. Okay. I'm going to clean my brush and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to try and slowly turn it here so as not to give you flicker vertigo. And you're going to see places where photo etch is kind of glinting through. But I think that I'm guessing that 95% of the area is covered. And I think it is going to help when I try to put the 77 on later. Okay, now it would be nice if I could drill right up that vent straight, but it wouldn't be the end of the world if it didn't happen, because you'll see later what I want it for. And the same thing with this one here. Got to grab hold of it here. Get rid of the... Where's my little brush? These things break so easy, by the way. I remember when I first got them, I must have got 100 comments, well, 10 anyway, telling me how easily these things broke, and I found out for myself, that's right. Okay. Okay, I'm using the end of that drill bit as a reference here, so I know where the focusing point is, and I'm using the chuck as a steady rest, and it seems to be working quite good here. I wonder if I drilled the hole too big, because it seems to be a little bit loose, doesn't it? Unless I was to sort of force it on and use the point of the needle to sort of shove up into the plastic. I'm probably going to have to do that off camera, though. I can't quite get enough push on it here. Now, you would think that down in my workshop, which is loaded with all kinds of stuff that I've accumulated over the years, I would have shrink wrap. These are the tweezers that Tony sent us about 3 years ago now. And they used to have little shrink wrap thingies on the end here. And just a couple of days ago, I lost both of them. And I think I must have accidentally sucked them up in the vacuum cleaner when I was cleaning up the model table. So this afternoon I'm going to be going online and I'm going to order a box of assorted shrink wrap. Probably be here in about 3 or 4 days. Yeah, it's about time I ordered it. I've thought of it several times. I've been online several times, but I never actually clicked the little box that says buy now. Alright, I'm going to be painting these parts here. I have to use the 56 on these. The 66 we're going to be using on these, and the 77 we're going to be using on this. But that's going to be in tomorrow's rollback, all being well. I'm feeling pretty gung-ho here this afternoon, and I think I'm probably going to, come back to the model table later. In the meantime, thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.